Welcome to another episode here on the Minecraft Let's Play Season 2. Before we start with today's project, I just want to do a little bit of a recap from last week's project there instead, the creeper farm. As you can see, even though I'm not up in the AFK spot, it's still working. And I tried it out and it got very successful actually. I've changed a little bit because I noticed some stuff where the creepers got stuck and so forth on the platform, so I traded out some of the carpets for blocks instead at the corners. And I have been in here and taken a couple of gunpowder to make myself some rockets, but I tried it out and I got I stand for around an hour, I think, maybe 1.5 hours, and I got around somewhere here. So a little bit more than half a double chest, maybe 75% or something like that, with gunpowder. So it is working, and as you can see, it's still working a little bit when I'm down here as well. It is looking a little bit wonky with it floating in the sky with just this the scaffolding up to the AFK platform, but yeah, it was a success. And yeah, one thing also I need to mention, if for example you people want to build this up here, when it turned to nighttime, this got turn into a mob farm as well. And not just creepers, it got zombies, skeletons, witches, endermans and so forth. So I've, on all the blocks that are spawnable, which are the deep slate blocks, I put in slabs so we can still see into the farm, but it also doesn't spawn more mobs, because I found that nothing could spawn and nothing got stuck in here, and I wonder why, and I had to look at that. So yeah, a small start of this episode with recapping the old one, but I'm going to address one big problem. I've been to the end gathering up shulker boxes. I've gathered up a lot of things from the Guardian farm that's over there somewhere, and if we land here, you can see I have a very big problem. It's a chest monster. Usually I'm not this disorganized and nothing, but I've addressed this before in some episodes, that I have a lot of chests with a lot of stuff. I haven't bothered with trying to sort it out, because I know that until I have a proper storage system with some sort of order, it's nothing that I want to keep my time on. And it's finally gotten to that time, because with a lot of materials from the Guardian farm, together with the materials that I have built up. For example, we have copper that goes, I have my copper field over here where I wait for the copper to oxidize and turn into this greenish minty turquoise color. I don't know really what to call it. I think it's more to the blue side rather than the green one. These ones are green, this is more bluish, but yeah. Back to that. I'm waiting on them to get to, because I need a little bit more. I need around half a stack or something, and I put out one stack here on this field, gathering up some of the blocks when they have turned into that. So I'm in the moment of gathering up the last few items that I will need, because finally at around I think this is episode 12 or 13 if I follow my schedule correctly, finally we are going to make a base. It has taken a lot of time, but I haven't felt the need for a base until as of this moment, when it got a little bit too much of a disorganization over there. So this area that I have planned out and also dug out for very far back easily is where I want to put my base. It's going to use copper and prismarine blocks, of course. That's why I have to wait until this time, since those are not the easiest to get in a lot of not large amount of it. And I've recently also terraformed a little bit here. As you can see, I've pushed out the hill here, because from the beginning it was by this point here where you can see that my old perimeter where I put out where the base is going to be we had dirt and mycelium up to this point, but now I have to take that away so the walls wouldn't look funky just with standing next to some dirt blocks. So yeah, preparation work is a-okay, and I think we are very, very close by. I'm thinking of starting with the floor actually, so I know how big it's going to be and everything, and then it's going to be much easier to sort of put in the walls, because I have a design in mind. I've tweaked a lot of things inside of the creative world, and we are going to start off by doing this in the form of a time lapse. We'll see if it's going to be floor or walls, but I think floor first, and we'll see once that progress has been made. Okay, so welcome back from that time lapse. I hope that you enjoyed it. I did struggle a little bit, as you probably saw. It's not easy to work with these glazed terracotta patterns, and it took a little bit longer than I intended, but now it's finished. The floor is finished of our not starter base, the base. It's going to be the base for the future here, with all of the storage that I'm going to be needing. What I did after the time lapse cut short is that I actually decided to lengthen the base one section of these ones. So you can see here that before this I had the wall go I think here or something, like somewhere here, but I needed to have one more of these white sections. Because as I've planned the build to go, I need to have an entrance, and I want that to be in the middle of the build. And with this design, the old design, I had 8 ones of these white sections. And it's not very easy to work with even patterns when you need an uneven number when you have the entrance in the uneven, so to speak. So that's why I decided to lengthen it one section, so I could have 4 sections on each side of the entrance, so we have an uneven number, since this one is the uneven middle, so to speak. The other thing that I have fell in love with after that is walking on this floor. It's very nice, and if you haven't noticed, this amethyst shards or amethyst blocks, they sound very nice when you walk on them. And that's why I decided to actually have these blocks in the beginning. I thought of first, oh, they are going to be a pain in the butt to collect, since you can only get them from the geodes. And yeah, you can of course excavate a geode, get a pretty amount of them, and then get the crystals and so to speak. But around here I have found, I think it's 3 or 4 geodes that I have excavated. One of you know in the ravine there, and I've also been in the ocean and found some of them and underground. And yeah, you get a lot of it. Some of it is going to be used in the build, but I have here you can see I have a lot of amethyst blocks, and I think I have, no, that was all of them, but it's going to be enough for this build. I already used a lot of it, so yeah. And I can always get more, so it's not that hard. But now we're going to get focused on the walls, because the floor is one thing, we need walls as well, and later on a roof, but that's not going to be in this episode. I've already done this one time with the wall here. You can see the finished result, so to speak, where it's going to look on the outside. On the inside it's going to look a little bit different since I work with this, but we have these designs here, and I'm going to show you how I built this, so you can watch from example. So first things first, we're going to start with the calcite. That's the background of this, and we're going to go up 6 blocks. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then it's just a matter of filling in this section. And yeah, having the right angle to place the blocks there, and we have one more there. That's the start. After that, and it gets a little bit wonky here since I put my blocks and the bed here, so we can move that around there maybe, so you can see a little bit better. So over the amethyst shards we put in some regular prismarine blocks, and do the same on the other side, of course, repeating there. And of course I'm working with depth here. That's why we have, of course, prismarine on the outside, we have the bricks on the inside and the calcite on the inside as well. So yeah, after that we're going to use the very precious oxidized copper. I've worked my butt off for getting all of these blocks, and finally I got them. And then of course we need to have for the stairs and so forth as well, so it's not easy, but it's well worth it. So we're going to put in some stairs, each and every one of these on the outside here. Then it's going to be around these blocks as well, there and there. Oh, not there, on that angle, there and there. And we get a sort of pattern emerging from this. Then we put in some chains. This just to make it a little bit, I thought at least to go for a little bit steampunky. That's what I get the feel of when we use the copper. But I don't know, I am not very familiar with that genre of build style or anything, so I don't know if we can call it steampunky or not. But yeah, it's the vibe at least I try to go for with the very small knowledge that I have there. With that, and you can't see that much, but yeah, we almost forgot one thing last. Even though we are on a mushroom island, some lightning is always good to get a mood for it. So I put in sea lanterns on the bottom here to sort of light up the area around it, and we'll see how that works in larger scale. Now we have only one more thing to do, and that's put in these prismarine bricks, and it's just enough so I can't reach. We can jump on the shulker boxes here and put in those. That's going to be the foundation for the roof later on, but I decided to put it in because we get the whole feel of the wall with that point. So that one is a little bit hard to show off, but you can always watch here and you will see that, yeah, this pattern is going to go over and over until we have gotten all the way around, except for at the entrance where I'm tweaking it a little bit so to show that's the entrance. You don't use the same pattern in an entrance that you use in the walls. Okay, so I'm standing here looking out over the ocean. It's a nice view, isn't it? Yeah, the base got finished. I have put down a lot of hours now, putting in each and every one of the decorations, doing everything. I haven't yet done any terraforming around here, so at some spots the platform is floating, not everything looks okay. For example, I need to fix this puddle of water here, I need to fix a better entrance, but the main structure of the base is done. It misses a roof, that's all I think that is missing on the base. But yeah, on the inside it's very sparse right now, nothing in here. But I am going to start putting down some chests, and I'm going to have double chests going around, and in each one of these white ones I'm going to have chests, so it's going to be a very large room with a lot of storage. I have decided that this time I'm not going to use any automated sorting. Last season, if you watched me then, I did have a very large auto sorting system that was okay, but I felt like no, not this time. I've done it before. We can try manual sorting this time, and I've tried that out on other worlds, having manual sorting, and it's rather okay. So I'm going to do it this time, as I've said. But yeah, the base is sort of finished. It's small touches left, but I can't start with any roof yet because I don't have the materials for it. I was just happy to finally have gotten all the copper and the prismarine so I could start on the base, because as I've shown in the beginning of the video, my chest monster is not fun to have at the moment. I really need to get my items sorted so it's much easier to start builds and find what I have of each item, because now I don't know, do I have anything of that stone, or do I have any materials, or do I have to craft? And then, for example, I don't know how many times I've crafted torches, and then the next chest I look in, I found a stack or even more of the item that I just crafted up a bunch of. So to keep my resource gathering to a little bit less than I will need to, I've decided that, yeah, we are going to start off and fill up the base with a lot of stuff. But for this episode, I'm going to have that in the background so you can watch it. I hope that you have enjoyed the episode. Finally getting a base is a very large moment in Minecrafters history, and it's very good to have. If you did like the video, consider subscribing so you don't miss future episodes. Otherwise, you can also leave a like and a comment and tell me about it that way. We'll see each other in the next episode. Goodbye!